Do you like Dungeons and Dragons? Do you like pen and paper role-playing games? And do you like them together with pen and paper? Guess what? Here might be the one game to get you interested, or maybe not, depending on how deep your real-life pockets are, or depending on how much you're able to deal with a game that might very well be specifically made to make money. But let's start from the beginning. This is Untitled Champions of the Forgotten Realms or something. It's got a weird name. Yeah, Untitled Champions of the Forgotten Realms, which at first glance might make you think that it really is just a reskin of Crusaders of the Lost Isles, which I've also reviewed on this like 2 years ago. Like, not even kidding, 2 years ago. And if you think that, you're right. This game really is a reskin of that other game, the Crusaders of the Lost Isles, because it's made by the same people. It's made by exactly the same developers and exactly the same developer team. Why? Because apparently Wizards of the Coast, which is the company that is behind Magic the Gathering, that is behind Dungeons and Dragons, literally the guys that made Dungeons and Dragons, they thought to themselves, we want in. We want in on the idle game craze. We want to make money off the idle game craze. So here's what they did. They got the guys to make Crusaders of the Lost Isles, and they said, please make the same game again, but with Dungeons and Dragons. And they did that. They made the same game again with Dungeons and Dragons, right? So if you've watched the other review that I've already made about the other game, most of the stuff that applied to that will probably also still apply to this, okay? Like, there's not going to be that much more new stuff from here. However, there's still a bunch of stuff that you talk about. Also, if you didn't watch the other video, I'm going to explain everything from the start. So what do you do in this game? As you would expect as an idle game, you have this sort of main goal that somehow ties into becoming stronger, increasing some sort of number that tries to get as high as possible. This game takes it into a little bit of a different direction though. So you're trying to get through as many different quests and missions as possible. Like, you're on this big grand adventure, and on this grand adventure you're going through many different quests, and on every single quest you have this goal that you're trying to accomplish, okay? And when you accomplish that goal, you've completed the quest, and then you go on to the next quest, and if you've completed all the quests, at some point you've completed an entire adventure. That's basically how this entire thing goes. So right now I'm on this free play map that doesn't actually have a goal to it, but I'm just gonna get out of the free play map right now to show you the overarching gameplay right here. So you have this map, and on this map you can find many different kinds of quests. All the different quests you have access to, but that's not all. You also have access to different campaigns, and every campaign has its own maps and with its own quests. So this is one map right here, what's it called, Daggerford. This Daggerford map has this many different quests. Look at how many different quests there are for one map, and there's all kinds of different maps, all kinds of different locations. You can already tell, damn, this game has a lot of fucking content. This is probably one of the biggest contents in all of idle games. Like, oh my god, there's so much stuff in this game already. How many different campaigns in every campaign with different maps, and every map has like 10 different quests available. But how long does any quest take? A quest might take like over an hour. So you can already tell this is a pretty darn long and big game. So first off, if you have only 1 or 2 idle games that you can dedicate your entire life to, this might be one of them, because just about how much stuff there is in here to do, okay? But now, if we're going into one of the quests in here, okay? Let's say we want to go to Daggerford, and we would like to do the quest called Seeking Allies. Actually, no, I have a better one. Where's the other one? There it is. I want to do the quest Maddening, which says something like the damage of your heroes is reduced with each enemy killed, they slowly go mad, this debuff resets with every area, or whatever. I don't really care. I'm just going on a quest. It has a different kind of stipulation to it, as I've just told you. And you can already tell different quests have different restrictions to it. Therefore, I can already tell there is some kind of variation going on in this game. I'm not just always doing the exact same thing in this game. There's always different things happening in this game. There's always different stuff going on. It's really not just the same stuff over and over, which in itself, that's a bonus. That's already a big bonus. This game has a lot of variation to it. Nice. Okay. Now, once you're on a quest right here, what do? You have different heroes. These heroes will, every now and then, you see this guy just jumped forwards and he hit a guy. All of these guys, every few seconds, these guys will jump forwards, they'll hit an enemy, and they'll deal damage. How much damage they do depends on, of course, how much you upgrade them. So down here, I'm clicking buttons to upgrade them. Right now, I'm upgrading these guys. I'm giving them specific abilities, and here you have some player choice on what kind of abilities you want to give these guys. You have click damage, like you can click on enemies as well to deal damage. Click damage doesn't matter after the first minute in any quest. Click damage is fucking pointless. So if you don't like actively clicking, guess what? You don't have to do that here. In this game, you don't have to actively click on enemies because click damage becomes absolutely fucking pointless almost immediately. Okay, like for the first few minutes maybe you can do something with it, but for the most part after the first few minutes nothing fucking matters in what you're actually doing with click damage. Okay, so you get a bunch of heroes, you put heroes on the battlefield, they will automatically attack enemies, and when they attack enemies, of course, they deal damage. When enemies die, you get money. Okay, you get money from killing enemies, and with money, you get more upgrades for your characters. Awesome. Now, every single stage that you're on has an objective. For example, right here, this stage is called like just maddening. That's actually the entire quest. Like here, the orb flares bright. Whatever sign the imps must know you're here. And there's some mission objective. You can see it's behind my forehead camera right now. You can see it up there. It says like right here, the maddening, head back outside and clear away some imps. And there's some characters talking. When I click away the talking, and it says defeat 25 imps. I'm gonna defeat 25 imps. Okay, here comes some imps. I'm gonna defeat some imps automatically by my guys just attacking them by some clicks that are happening right here. I'm gonna click these guys dead. Wow. Once 25 imps have been defeated, then this bar up here fills, and when this bar up here fills, you get to the next stage. And then on the next stage right here, it says something like collect some items. Like on this stage, you need to collect 25 items, and these items will just randomly drop. So you look at the ground, I killed some enemies, and you see these black items on the ground. These are evil auras. I collect them by hovering my mouse over them. Oh, okay. However, if you don't collect them after a while, then they'll collect themselves, so you don't need to actively collect them. But you can kind of tell what's going on here. You upgrade your guys, you kill some enemies. The more enemies you kill, the further you'll get. Like with every single node that you complete, like for example, on this quest, I need to get and complete area 150. So I do this 150 times. Like I've just completed an area. After area 150, I complete this quest. And once I've completed the quest, I go back onto the world map. And on the world map, I'll select another quest, and there you keep questing. So now that I've gone over the basic gameplay, there's a handful of stuff that plays on top of that. First off, when you upgrade characters enough, they'll get ultimate abilities that you can see right here. They're basically, as you would expect, like clicker heroes. You like press a button and then one of your guys does some really cool ability, like wow, this guy like did a 3-hit combo. Now she's gonna do a stomp attack. It looked like nothing because nothing is going on, but you have ultimate abilities that you can use all at the same time, which don't matter fucking whatsoever. Clicker heroes at least had abilities where you didn't just use all of them all at once. You actually did some planning how you use your abilities. In this game, what you do is there are some boss enemies in this game, and whenever a boss appears, you just use every single ability at once and try to immediately one-shot the boss. Apart from that, you never use abilities, which makes abilities fucking pointless. Like, the entire design of abilities is absolutely pointless if you're never using them, except when there's a boss, and when there's a boss you just use all of them at once and try to one-shot the boss. What's the fucking point of abilities, okay? Now, moving on with that is you can also tell that you have this sort of macro progression and you have this sort of micro progression, okay? So you progress all your characters throughout all of these areas within a quest. So now I'm on a quest, I'm leveling up my characters. When I'm done with this quest, all of my characters go back to level 0. I lose every single bit of progress I'm doing on my characters right now when I start another quest. So every time you end a quest, you basically prestige, as you would expect in most other games. And since I just told you how many quests there are in this game, like hundreds of quests, you basically have to prestige. You have to reset 100 times at least to just get through most of the game. And if you're someone who doesn't like resetting progress that often, this game is not for you. This game resets your progress all the fucking time. So since the game keeps resetting your progress, how do you make overarching progress? How do you make progress between stages? Like right now in this stage, I could get very strong, but how do I make sure I'm strong when I enter the next stage, when I enter the next quest? I want to still be strong, right? The way you do that is when you finish a stage, you get some currency, and this currency just makes it so you get a better gold find. At the very top left right here, you can see some gold find. This gold find makes it so, as the name implies, you get more money from enemy kills, and the more the more stages you complete, the more quests you complete, the bigger this gold find goes. So over time, you'll just be able to get more gold per quest, and the more gold you have, the more upgrades you'll get, the stronger your characters will get, so you'll naturally get stronger by getting more gold find. However, I showed you on the map there's different campaigns. Every campaign has its own gold find modifier, so if you swap between campaigns, if you got a big gold find modifier on this one campaign, guess what? That other campaign will not have a big gold find modifier. That other campaign will have no gold find modifier whatsoever. You have to actually play that campaign, and you have to actually do quests on that campaign many different times until you get a good gold find modifier to actually get good overarching progress. Which is already a big downer in itself when you've completed a bunch of quests in one area and then go, oh, now I need to go to this other campaign. And then you go to the other campaign and you have no gold find and all your characters are suddenly shit. Which just doesn't feel nice. However, fear not, there's a secondary kind of progress. And by the way, before I keep going on talking about this, yes, in case you're wondering, you have formations that buff different characters. Like this character, for example, buffs, this character right here buffs characters that are in the same column. So I can make sure if I place him together on the same column as other damage dealers, it's gonna be fine. This is a bard who buffs characters in front of her. So if she's behind big damage dealer, like this is a big damage dealer, if she's behind him, she makes sure that this guy deals more damage. Like, we have different kinds of setups between different characters, and you can save these setups between sessions and make sure that you always have the correct setup to make sure you have the best DPS. That's the side. If you've played the Crusaders of the Lost Idols, you know about this. Anyway, get back to the point. Because you're swapping between campaigns, and whenever you get to a new campaign, you have to get that gold find up again, it's very demoralizing, okay? But you can get your characters stronger between campaigns. You can have overarching progress that does not reset between campaigns. How do you do that? Well, with gambling. Oh, it's gambling time. Guys, it's gambling. It's gacha. Have you guys played mobile games? Have you guys played gacha games? It's gacha game time. You can buy chess for real money, and real money chess give you items for your characters, and these items carry over between campaigns and between quests. Right now, for example, I got some items for Sentry. Sentry now is way fucking stronger with these items between campaigns. But if my Sentry is not strong enough, guess what? Here's the shop. Bling, 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 bling. Big shop. Get into the shop. Buy items. This is where I need to level with you guys. So everything that I've said so far about this game, yeah, it kind of sucks that your like money multiplier resets between stages, but it's still a fun game. It's still a fun game. Why? Because you keep improving your characters on the stage itself. You have this micro progression where within each quest, your characters keep improving. You're like, oh, if I just play for like 1 more minute, I can improve this character by like 3-fold. And if I play like 2 more minutes, I can give this character this cool new buff that makes them 5 times as strong. And this really keeps you going. Just 1 more minute, just 1 more upgrade. And you really get into this just 1 more upgrade loop on the current stage, okay? But then you leave the stage and you go to the next stage and you're like, everything that I've just did for like 99% of what I just did doesn't matter anymore. Right? Most of what I just did doesn't fucking matter anymore. Now I need to start from the new again with just slight upgrades, right? And that just doesn't feel nice. You're just getting slight upgrades for all of the work that you've just done. But it's still fun. Because you're slipping right back into that micro gameplay. You think to yourself, for just 1 minute, it kind of sucks that I lost all of my progress. But then the minute after that, you're already thinking, oh, if I just play 1 more minute, I can get this one other big upgrade. Like it's pretty addicting. It's really addicting. Just keep playing and playing and playing to get more upgrades on the current run. And if you have to restart the run, it doesn't matter. Just get more upgrades and it will feel good again. So this game is so fucking addicting. But then whenever you think to yourself, I want to have overarching progress. I want to have progress between stages. I want to have heroes that are actually really goddamn fucking powerful. You look at this, and you see this fucking price tag, $60 for a single fucking hero, and you go, hold the fucking phone. Shut the fuck up, is what you say to the game. Okay? So here's the thing, let me lay it down for you. You can, you have 12 slots on your characters. You have 12 character slots. Every single character slot can have different characters on it, right? So for example, the Sentry right here is a slot, what is it? Let me do the counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a slot 4 character. Sentry is a slot 4 character. Jaraxel is a slot 4 character. And the character I have right now, Bailoff, he's a slot 4 character. So if you want your slot 4 character to be really powerful, you need to have a really good slot 4 character. So I could, for example, look at slot, let's say slot 7. Slot 7 right now is Minsk in my party. He's absolutely fucking terrible. Let's say I want this character right here to actually be a really good character. My slot 7 character, the main character, needs to be a better character. The only way of doing that is going into the fucking shop, looking at champions, finding a champion that swaps on slot 7, bench slot 7, which is Minsk. Let me look. Here, right here. This is a way better character. This is a way better character. And let me move my forehead cam. Right here. To just buy this character, to just get the character at all, it costs $10 to just get the character. $10 to just get the character. And you might think to yourself, okay, it's just $10. It's just $10, right? For just one champion out of 12, when you might not even use that character, because every character has different strengths and different weaknesses. If you go into a quest, for example, where buff characters are really powerful, and you have a character that isn't a buff character, you're not going to use that. You're not using that character, so that character is not being used. So you might go into quests where you don't even use the character that you just paid $10 for to even use. But it gets fucking better, because characters by themselves are absolutely fucking useless. Characters by themselves need items. You need items to make characters good. How do you get items? By getting chests for that character. Every character has their own brand of chests. So for this character right here, if you want category to actually be powerful, you need category chests. It even says that here. You get category chests. How do you get category chests? By buying them, just like a gacha. Just like a gacha mobile game, you have to buy chests that randomly drop items. You have to randomly drop items from chests to hopefully get good items for this character. So if you want to make sure that category right here, like let's say I really wanted to swap a character with Minsk and actually get a really good character, what would I do? Well, I would have to buy the $60 pack to make sure that I actually get good items from these chests, because the chests also have pity mechanics. If you don't get an epic item within 4 chests, and like I think the 5th chest or something like that, I don't know the exact numbers, is guaranteed to give you an epic. Which means that if you have like it really makes you want to buy more chests, right? It wants to buy more chests because you know that if you buy just one more chest for just a handful of dollars, you can get this epic item that suddenly makes category really fucking good, right? And then you reach the chest where you don't, the quest where you don't even use category, and you just notice that you've spent over $60 on a single fucking character and you're not even using them. And even if you do use them, then guess what? You're getting carried by money. You're not getting carried by anything but money. And that is like the one big central fucking flaw with this game. Yeah, this game is sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. It's being sponsored by the guys that made Dungeons and Dragons. This is literally a Dungeons and Dragons idle game. But the reason why it's sponsored is because they want to make fucking money with it. And that is why they have shit like, here's this wild offer where you can buy all this kind of shit which isn't even worth the money for almost $18. This is not worth $18 right here. This is worth fucking nothing. This is not worth $18. This is worth maybe $2. They're selling it for $18 as a limited time offer. Get fucked. Here's new DLC. Get a cute looking cat. Here's a cute looking cat for $10. Do you want to buy a cute cat for $10? Do you want to buy a skin? This is just a skin right here. I'm not even kidding. This is a skin for a champion. I have this champion right here, but this is a skin for that champion for $25. Skin, a silent riddle for $25 fucking dollars, and a bunch of chests, because of course fucking chests. Look at this fucking price tag, $60 for all this kind of shit. Like, what the fuck? Okay, pulling it back, calming myself down and talking about the game itself again. If we move away from the shop, you'll actually find some other cool stuff in there. You sometimes have event quests. This is an event that's going on right now. By the time this video goes live, will already be past, but maybe the next event will already be done, coming, where you will get event characters. I got all these 3 event characters by just playing the event, which is fine, not great, but fine. And there's also this permanent event right here, at least, where and this is the cool part, because it's sponsored by like the Dungeons and Dragons guys. They're actually playing live Dungeons and Dragons with each other. Like, they basically integrated an actual session of Dungeons and Dragons into the game, and you can watch this live. There's a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel where a bunch of people are like playing Dungeons and Dragons live with characters that you can roll for in here. Like, this guy right here plays that guy. You see that? This girl plays that girl. I don't know any of these people, right? I don't know who any of these people are, but they might just be developers, actually. Like look at that. This guy plays Minsk. I don't know this guy or Minsk, but he does. And if you watch the Twitch stream live, you get to watch this guy play the actual Minsk in a Dungeons and Dragons game, and you can vote on which champion gets a luck dice at the start of the next session. Isn't that fun? You get to vote which player gets a bonus, which champion finds a shiny new item. Awesome. Like, as much as I made fun of the cash shop for being so incredibly goddamn greedy, I actually really like this right here, that I actually really do like this, because I'm a Dungeons & Dragons fan myself. A friend of mine even 3D printed, like, I don't know if you can see this, they 3D printed a dice box for me, because I play Dungeons & Dragons myself. I'm a Dungeons & Dragons player. I have a wizard. He likes using Fireball because I'm boring as fuck. I am a Fireball guy. How can I say? Fireball is just way too fucking good. Anyway, point is, I like Dungeons & Dragons. And I think it's really fucking cool that the characters in the game that you get to play as, you can see in like an actual Dungeons & Dragons session that is being streamed live, and you can tune in on Twitch, and it's awesome and it's cool. And if you want to buy these characters, you don't have to. You get them for free in the game. Like, all these characters that you see that actually play in the game, you get them for free in the game when you just play. But if you want any other fucking character or anything ever, fork over $60 fucking dollars. Do you guys see where my problem with this game lies? Like, this is probably one of the most divisive game reviews I will ever make, because the absolute core of this game is extremely solid. It has such a solid core. It has so much good stuff if you're a free-to-play player. You can play this game so nicely as a free-to-play player. You have this cool interactive element with the actual people playing, probably developers playing their own sessions of Dungeons & Dragons and influencing the game you're playing with how well they're doing. Isn't that fucking great? But then you look into the cash shop and you're like, oh, I want to play the game better than just free-to-play scraps, and you see price tags that are out of this fucking world, and you're like, this should not be in the fucking game. Like, pets for $10, fucking miss me with that, dude. So yeah, what can I say? What can I say about this game, about the Dungeons & Dragons idle games, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms? What a name. It's a good core. It's addicting gameplay. It feels really fucking fun to just go from one quest to another. There's so much content here. There's so much stuff to offer. This is like the AAA treatment to an idle game. But the monetization is so greedy and so incredibly evil that it's hard for me to actually recommend this game. So if you can, like, drone out the excessively greedy monetization, then go for it. Absolutely go for this game if you can drone out the monetization. But if you're someone who you think would be drawn to this kind of monetization and you don't trust yourself to not spend money on this game, steer fucking clear of this game. This game is going to make you bankrupt. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.